What does that mean to your squad in order to reach the conference tournament yet again?
Well, it's something within our program. We have a standard of success, and the minimum standards making the conference tournament, and that's something that should be a foregone conclusion for our program every year. Obviously, we put ourselves into a situation this year with a couple of bad decisions and a couple of unfortunate swings of a leg that got us to where we needed to win out, and we needed to grab points from every game. So for that part, I think it's a testament to the fortitude of our team and the leadership of our seniors to say, hey, we're not giving this up without a fight. And, they've come through.
Your team finished conference play 2-0-1. Finishing on such a strong note, how do you think that's going to help prepare your team for its game Saturday at St. Thomas?
Well, I think in most cases it's a matter of rhythm and it's a matter of confidence. When you have success, success leads to confidence. Earlier in the season we had some success, but we didn't get the love for it on the scoreboard, and that can kind of shake your confidence a little bit. But for us, being able to go out on a strong note, being able to have a good rhythm, being able to have some players really, start to really produce and get some love for what they've accomplished on the field, I think will lead to confidence going into Saturday's matchup.
Your game against St. Thomas came very early in the conference season. How do you think that your team has gotten better since that first matchup?
I think that if we look back, and there's probably 3 games we wanted to have again, and one of those was the first game against St. Thomas. Things didn't quite go our way. It was a very disruptive game. I don't think either team really found a flow. When 2 of the 3 goals were scored on penalty kicks, I think that they would also say that they'd like to have that game back as well, but of course they got the victory and we didn't. So I think we've learned a lot since then. I think we've learned a lot of how to deal with certain types of pressure and being able to get ourselves out of certain tight situations, and I think that's improved a lot.
When you break St. Thomas down, what are some of the things that you've seen that they do really, really well?
I think they do very well in midfield. I think the way they compact the field and the way that, again, as a disruptive type of thing, they're a tough team to string passes together against, and that's something that we do well, so it's kind of their strength versus our strength. So I think that's something that they've accomplished very well. They also, defensively, they've only given up 6 goals all year. One of those to us, obviously, on a penalty kick. So I think they're a little more difficult to break down and to get behind than they appear on the surface, and that's something that we're definitely working on this week.
Janelle Johnson finished the regular season leading the team in goals and points. Mm-hmm. She had 13 goals, 29 points. What are some things that make her such a dangerous player offensively?
One, she's a tremendous ball striker with both her left and her right foot. 2, she is a lot quicker and a lot faster than she looks, which I think can lead to a little bit of deception. And she's very, very strong on the ball. And again, just being a good ball striker, she can do a lot of things that other people may need to tee the ball up or may need to take a little extra touch or a little extra time on the ball. So that's something that she does very, very well.
As you alluded to, St. Thomas has only given up 6 goals in conference play, 7 for the season. Meanwhile, they've outscored their opponents 45-7 overall. What does that say about their ability to strike at any point while still being able to play great defense?
I think that, to me, good defense leads to a good offense. I'm not sure how it breaks down within their schedule as far as their goal margin in conference play. I know each of us have had a game or 2 where we were able to actually, get some love and put some numbers up on the scoreboard. But for me, it's always, defense leads to a good offense, whether it's counterattacks or whether it's being able to play in the other team's half of the field, and that in itself will get you more opportunities at goal.
What is your message to your team throughout this week of practice as you prepare for your quarterfinal match at St. Thomas?
Well, the part that's easy for us is our conference tournament started 10 days ago. So we've had our backs against the wall now for a while, so it's kind of continuing to do the same, continuing to do the things that make us successful, and a lot of times that's just the little thing, the extra step, the one less touch, the being able to play the ball to the far post instead of the near post, just the little things that have caused us to not be successful, we need to focus on and make sure we continue to do those so we can continue our winning ways.
Finally, what do you think will be the keys to the game on Saturday for both teams?
Wow. I think it's going to be whichever team can inflict their will upon the other team. It's always a great match. I've had our number a lot lately, but you look at the games that we've had, I think at least the last 4 or 5 games have all been 1-goal games or have been really tight, statistically contested games. So I think it's going to be whichever team can inflict their will upon the other. They like to play a little more disruptive, a little more direct. We like to possess the ball a little bit more, but which team can expose the spaces that are left on the field, I think, is a team that's going to be successful.